my earlier viewers to other affairs, but uh, picking tomatoes part two, part two, and here we go. Let's see. I'll flip the camera around and just get started. Okay, this is a volunteer tomato that I moved down here to replace a pepper that died. So got that one. And here's a row of tomatoes I planted. I just kept planting them in the planters because some of them weren't coming up very fast, and I was just planting on top of other tomatoes, and they just kept coming up, and then I ended up with a bunch of extras. And but these are nice, and these are what's I think these are probably early girls. These three, there's three plants or two. There's two there, but there's a third one not very tall. And well, there's a big one. That might be beefsteak. I don't know what they are, but they're not very big, tall. But they got a good amount of tomatoes. We'll see. And here's one that's ripe, about ripe. Kind of an early girl look to them. Probably early girl, just guessing. And okay, I got some up here. See if I get any viewers by the time I get up here. These look like Romas, and they're on the ground almost. In the pail you go. Those are small. Gosh, they're just tomatoes back in there. Okay. Those look like Romas. Okay. Let's see what I'll look on the other side. Peek in there. I don't see anything there. Previewing. Hey, I haven't had a chat this morning. Someone step it up. Someone step up to the plate and have a conversation. My bell peppers that I planted from like from seed from one we ate, they're starting to put on peppers. I don't. Uh, okay. Is this that's yeah, that's aroma. Uh that plant here was a very I think bugs were eating things right along this fence here, and these peppers were behind, and that tomato was behind, but they caught up pretty well. And okay, I'm gonna go to other places to pick. I might look. Peppers are kind of amazing. Their their stems are. If this was a tomato, I'd have to have it supported by now, like this volunteer one. Yeah, there's some nice tomatoes on there. This volunteer tomato came up in the pepper hill, and I just left it. And I kinda diverted it out and then staked it, so both these are gonna get decent sunlight. This is a pretty poor sunlit area. There's pretty good light. See, we got shade coming, that we'll have shade here quite, uh, pretty soon, and then the neighbor put in a building, it shades in the afternoon, and then it doesn't get, I'd say about 11 o'clock. That upper end gets good light for a little while, so it's not ideal, but we're finally getting peppers are kind of a well, I see that one's good. That one's we that one's starting to grow a pepper. I saw that the other day, and it's growing fast, and these 2 little ones look like serranos. I just Now that was from that old seed I was talking about that I got at a food bank, and I planted serranos other years, and I planted a whole pack of serrano seed in a planter, and I got 2 hills. I think that one up there in the corner could be a serrano. I'll just have to wait and see. Almost got my first corn harvested all. Okay, in this tomatillo row, there's a tomato that came up voluntarily. And it needs to be, I'll kind of flip it up. I think well, there might not be any. I'll look on the other side. Nope, nothing yet. I'm gonna kind of spot check these tomatillos for ripeness. That one's pickable. This one fell off. It's okay. I'll throw it in the tomatoes. Yeah, that one's ready. That- I made chili the other day, and it was nearly half tomatillos instead of tomatoes. Good shot. Okay, I got a thumbs up. Oh, there's people chatting. Daniel Bellari, Dino said hi. And them 34-67 says hi. Says hi, bro. I don't know what WSG means. I could say some, I could say a nasty word. So I'll have to look that one up. What's going on or something like that, but it doesn't fit. What is that? Well, that's one of the squash. Yeah. Let's see. There's gonna be fewer tomatillos in the next chili pot. Good. I got tons of tomatoes. 3 watching. Okay, let's look around. I think I got another row of volunteers. Now that looks like a purple, Cherokee tomato. These are volunteers, and they just come up out of the compost, and I moved them down here. I had a spot. Let's see, what was here? I think cabbages, and then when the cabbages were gone, or, uh, I dug them up and put in some of these. And there's a single tomato here, not pretty good size. And this volunteer's got like normal sized tomatoes. That's nice. So I'm going to be overloaded with tomatoes. No more chats. Probably the last chats of the day. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna go on my well, at least the carrots are gone, so I can walk down there. Got beans to pick in the next day or two. I got beans to blanch and freeze the next couple days. Just got too much to eat. I'm gonna have to freeze a lot. I'm gonna have no room in the freezer or the fridge. And I got several fridges. Nice cantaloupe. Those are like they're all together. At least that bunch. There's some over there. But I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick my weed tomato among others. My infamous weed tomato that it hijacked a planter pot and it says, "I'm a tomato. I'm a normal tomato," but it was a volunteer that somehow got in a planter pot in the soil. Mm, That one's on the ground, but it didn't rot. And this one, well, well, that's the other one. Okay. And last time I got a load of tomatoes off of this thing, and there's quite a few now. And for I guess it's because the water ran down uh, from the driveway and it got watered real good. That these tomatoes are splitting because they get plenty of get. Well, if it's dry for a while and then it rains a lot, tomatoes will split on you. Okay, here's one. Gosh, they're just all over the place. Got a viewer. Need some more chat. More chats. No, here's one up here. They all split on this plant. I wonder if these others split too. I need to tie that back. I need to tie that up again. It's growing up out of my tie ups. This isn't, one of those stretchy hoses that you turn on the water and the hose like stretches out. It broke and I cut it up and I'm using it as tie ups. It works really well because it's flexible and it just holds in good. Okay, I'm picking off of this volunteer. This is a volunteer group of tomatoes that started here out of a compost pile, and I just left them. And these here, I don't know what they are. They're kind of streaked and striped. And I had a bunch of those last year in my volunteers. Back to this weed tomato. I call it I call it a weed tomato because it just it branched out like a kochia weed. A kochia weed is like a very notorious. I think it's a Russian weed, but I don't see any kochias in Tennessee. In South Dakota, there was like a noxious weed, but they were very good cattle feed. The cattle loved it. They just really had a lot of protein. They're drought resistant, but they're very, if you don't want, if you don't want a weed, kochia is one you really don't want. Okay. Kochia story. I never thought I'd be talking about the kochia weed, but this tomato reminds me of a kochia weed. It branches and branches and branches instead of just having a dedicated stem. I should. I'll bring this pail in. I think. I don't know. Just keep picking. Gosh, I can't even get to that one. Got a few watching. No more chats. Just, just they add up. But I got a pail. Most. Well, I have to go. My son's got to go to work. Sorry. I'll be back with another video. Thanks for watching in Jim Miller's garden. All right. Later. Goodbye.